other than Miss Tasha M. Dyer. Miss Dyer, are you on the call?
Yes, I am. I am on the call, and thank you so very much. Ladies and gentlemen, you definitely I want to give it back to Mr. Love Phillips III. He is doing an amazing job creating change, legacies here in the Jacksonville, Florida market. So I just want to thank you for hosting this evening. I want to thank each and every last one of you for being on the call. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited. I am excited. As Mr. Love Phillips III just explained to you that yes, I'm a financial advisor. Yes, we have been training on a strategy called the BYOB cash out. And today has just been phenomenal. It's been posted on Facebook, it's been shared, but I had the awesome opportunity from our trade expo, our Jacksonville Trade Expo. We had the creator of the web analyzer here, Mr. Stephen Hooley. Now, from this, we had the awesome opportunity to share with him the BYOB cash out. And we've been getting results. We've been having some phenomenal results. Now, I'm going to put the disclaimer out there that past profit don't guarantee future results. I have to say that. I have to put that out there. But the feedback from the cash out, BYOB cash out, has been phenomenal. And we're here to ensure we have a goal. We're here, we have a desire that we're going to change. We're going to financially impact 1 million families. That's 1 million families by the 28th of March, 2021. Yes, it's going to happen. Yes, we're going to do it. And we talk about if you have a vision, you have a dream, you have a goal, you have to write it down. You have to put it on pen and paper. You have to write it down. So yes, you see the meme share. Yes, you see the information, but that is because that is the goal. That is what we're doing. We're impacting that many families financially through education. So you get to enroll, and then you're going to learn the strategies. Everybody looks at something and we see it differently. We're looking at the exact same chart and you'll see it differently. So when you enroll, you learn a strategy that best fits your personality. And then it puts you in a position of profit. And that's what we're here for. So we wrote it down. We wrote it down. The 28th of March, 2021. It's very specific. If you're going to achieve success, if you're going to do that, it starts in your mindset. Everything is mindset. So it begins with your mindset first. What you believe you're going to achieve. So that's it. And we wrote it down. Now it's already happening. It's coming into place. This strategy, the BYOB cash out, was made to be able to put you in a position of profit, to collapse those time frames to where you can, while you're still learning, you can take a few steps and put yourself in a position of profit. And because of that, we had the awesome opportunity today to be where we literally were able to see and able to speak to the entire company to share this strategy. So what we're doing tonight is we're going to go through some tools. We're going to go through the web analyzer. We're going to make sure you are able to profit from this strategy. We're going to make sure that you understand it. We're going to make sure that you've done it. So no, I haven't already gone through and analyzed the trades. I don't have a PowerPoint chart for you tonight. I want to make sure you know what it is you're doing and you can effectively utilize this strategy to put you in profit. This is the BYOB. When you log on to the company's website, our coach, our mentor, Mr. Gerald D. Rogers, whose experience comes from investment banking, a business owner, but the biggest thing is investment banking. When we're talking about this platform, so he's the official spokesperson for he's the official spokesperson. You log into the web analyzer, it's his face that you see. It's him speaking to the company. But you have the opportunity to be trained by him, to hear from him, to be able to be a part of the BYOB family. And now I had the awesome opportunity to share this strategy with them. I had the awesome opportunity to where the company is going to benefit from what we're doing in the BYOB movement. So that is phenomenal. That is phenomenal. So what we're going to do tonight is ensure that you all are in that position, that you all are in that position of profit. So I'm going to share my screen. Now, also, because tonight is we're walking through this. If you have a question, please ask it. This is for you to make sure that you are in a position of profit. This is for you to make sure that you can cash out. You can have successful trades for the remainder of the week. That's what this is for. We want to put you in a position of profit. You should be in the academy, in the web analyzer, taking no less than 5 a day. These calls come all day. So I want to share with you. I'm going to go to the very beginning so we understand exactly how this works and how this happens. This is the web analyzer. When you first log on, this is the web analyzer. This is our coach, Mr. Gerald D. Rogers. And I want you, guests on this call, I want you to understand how significant this platform, this tool is that you have access to. So I'm going to play this 1-minute video. Pay close attention to the words so you understand the significance behind what this is.
Wow, folks, I'm just absolutely amazed to know that I'm a part of an organization looking to empower and impact lives across the globe. I've been in this space for over 20 years, commercial banking, lending, and when I look at the web analyzer in comparison to what the big banks of the world utilize, that web analyzer is equivalent, far exceeds the expectation that I was anticipating after having that experience on the investment market. So folks, for those of you who don't understand the magnitude of what you have your hands on, I encourage you, I challenge you to take a deeper dive and realize that literally you have in your own hands the power to become your own bank and allow us to be your partner, to empower you economically, financially, and leave a true legacy.
That is what this tool is. This is the web analyzer. Now, tier 1, I want to make sure that everyone understands what this is. Tier 1 is trade ideas. So you don't have to know how to trade. You don't have to know anything about the foreign exchange market. Once you go through the academy, tier 1 is designed to just give you no analysis needed. You get trade ideas and you also have the London payout. So while you're learning and you don't understand indicators yet, you don't understand everything that this is, or even if you do, you might just be out and about and you get an alert or an analysis and you want to be able to take advantage of it and you want to be able to take profit. That's what this tier allows you to do. And then we have the little to no analysis. So we have power trades. So power trades, you actually get alerts for, but when you get that alert, you still have a minimal amount of analysis to do. And then tier 3 are volume bursts. This is where you actually have to do some analysis. But the beauty behind that is there are different strategies. And I'm going to show you the strategies here before we get on the web analyzer because it all won't show when I switch over to that part of the screen on the Zoom. So you see scalping strategies. This is in and out the market. This is 5 or 10 pips and I'm in and out the market. And then you have your intraday medium trades. So you literally have trades that work, you know, that you can do. These take a little bit longer. These trades, you can go on a higher time frames. That's what these trades are for. And then you have your swing trades. Swing trades are trades where you can set it, forget it, and go about your business. These trades is going to last all day. It will last a couple of days. It could last a week. It can even last a month. I've actually put in trades that have lasted 21 days is the most that I've traded for. So That's what these trades are for. So no matter what your strategy, what your personality is, no matter what you want to do, that's what each and every last one of these trades are for. It gives you the option, as stated, that fits your personality. Then you have metals, you have binary, and the older strategies from when this web analyzer was created. Now, one thing I do want to highlight is the BYOB. What you on the Facebook Live interview, or if you heard anything after that, you saw the post in the group, what you see is our BYOB cash out strategy is going to be in the 2 categories of scalping and short trades and intraday medium trades. So it will be in both. It also works for foreign exchange and cryptocurrency. So yes, over the weekend, I have traded this on the cryptocurrency market. So this BYOB cash out works for whatever it is that your heart desires. You want to do Forex, you want to do crypto, you want to be short scalping trades where you're in and out, or you want intraday medium trades. So that is what you get with the web analyzer. And of course, the education, the live TV and the education. So you definitely want to take advantage of that. You want to be in the web analyzer Facebook group. You want to make sure you're taking advantage of this platform so you can profit. That's what we want to do. Now I'm gonna go into the actual app. Web analyzer. So right now, until it's loaded, as you can see, the strategy that I have selected is the MAM power trades. We're not trading MAM power trades. I want to make sure I make that clear. So you've seen me pull up ATM and add indicators, and you'll see me use MAM power trades and delete indicators. It's all about each one of these strategies are loaded that I just showed you. Each strategy is loaded in here based on what that educator, based on what they utilize for success. So until it's loaded into the web analyzer, which will be soon, you want to trade this tonight, you have to utilize another platform of a strategy, but you're not using their strategy, you're using the BYOB strategy. We just have to borrow for a short period of time someone else's platform, which means we're going to customize it to what we need. So with that being said, this is where we want to begin. Here are the time frames. We have the 5-minute, the 15-minute, the hour, the 4-hour, and the daily. What that means is each one of these candles, depending on what time frame I'm on, represents that time frame. So if I have a 5-minute, so if I'm on a 5-minute time frame, a 5-minute chart, each candle is 5 minutes. I can change this to 15 minutes. That means each candle is 15 minutes. So that's the time frame. When you look across here, that's what each one of those time frames represent. So I want to make sure that I'm always on the correct time frame. So what we're doing tonight is highlighting, and we're focused on 15 minutes. Yes, it works on a 5-minute chart, but 5-minute chart, I'm only looking for 5 pips. So our focus is 10 pips. We want to focus on the 15-minute chart. So what I want to do is I want to uncheck the 5-minute. That means I won't see any 5-minute alerts. I want to uncheck the hour. I won't see any hour alerts. Uncheck the 4-hour and the daily. The only alerts that I have checked right now are the 15 minutes. So that's all I'm going to get is 15-minute alerts. Now, what I also want to do is I'm going to look to this box. I want to look, this is when you'll hear someone say, or you'll hear me say, a trade was called. What that means is this is an alert. The web analyzer scans the market. It looks for the algorithms that indicate a potential trade. So you still have to do some analysis to this based on the strategy that we're using. So they're not giving you your entry point. What they're doing is they're giving you the possible entry point based on the technical analysis, the market structure, what the market's done in the past, what it's predicting is doing in the future. So it's letting you know that I have a potential sell on Euro AUD on the 15-minute chart. If I come down, I have a potential buy on a Euro NZD on the 15-minute chart. If they're red, it's a potential sell. If it's green, it's a potential buy. I'm going to pause for a moment. I want to know, do we have any questions or comments up to this point? No questions, no comments. If you have
question.
Yes.
This is Cece. How you doing?
Wonderful, Cece. How are you?
Good. Question: when it comes to the time frame, you see how for the Euro AUD it says time passed 1 hour and 47 minutes. With this particular strategy, does the time matter? Because I know sometimes certain strategy they're like after a certain time, it's too late to get into a trade. Go ahead and wait for another alert. So does the time matter with this strategy? If I was to get on now and I'm looking at this, and if it looked like a potential sell and I see the indicators where it need to be, would the time be important with the strategy?
Yes and no. And that's a wonderful question, and I'm glad you asked it, because the time is when the alert comes out. So the time is this call price. The time is this call price is when that alert came out. But the reason I say no is because sometimes you have to wait based on what the market's doing. So when that call is made, it does not necessarily mean that trade is ready at that time. But so it's scanning the market, the trade might not have been ready at that time. But you want to go ahead and analyze it. When you analyze it, if you've missed the trade, then you want to wait for another alert. Or I'll show you how you can still trade on the cash out with the Hikinashi candles. So I'll make sure I show you that. But as far as this is concerned, when that trade is called, some of them take this long. And one thing you'll notice with the web analyzer is you'll see sometimes when you scan through here, I'll see currencies that's already been called. So did I just see one? NZD. Yeah, so right here, for example, NZD JPY, right, is called. But if I scroll down a little bit, it's already been called, right? So that's what this is. It will scan the market again. So what happened is this one wasn't ready when it was called, or it might have been ready and we took the trade. We haven't analyzed it yet, but then they turn around and they called it. It keeps going down. I need to pause it. It keeps going down, and it ended up calling that trade again. So, or that currency pair for a different time frame. So as you can see, because it's so close to the call price, that means when they called this, it wasn't ready, and now it's ready. So so you want to make sure you analyze it, if that answers your question. So,
yes, it did. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. So now I want to click the Euro AUD. Now, when I'm looking in this box, right, the call price, you're going to see the call price. And then it's going to give you the strategy that you're selected. So you want to make sure you have the right indicators. You want to make sure you're on the right platform. So we're using the platform of the Manpower Trades right now. So we want to make sure that you are on the right platform, and that will be listed right here. So when this is loaded into the web analyzer, you will see BYOB cash out right here. Then the time called is the UTC time. They give you local time as well, but you want to focus on the UTC time because that's what's on the chart. If you look across the bottom of the chart, the UTC time is listed here. Now, so this is the time that I'm working on. So, and like CC just mentioned, it's going to give you the time passed. So an hour and 49 minutes, as you learn the market, you understand that I can still go analyze this trade, and it's a potential that I will be able to take it. However, if I come down to, 10 hours ago, then the likelihood of me being able to take this trade is not likely. So you want to wait until they call it again, or like I just stated, when we get into the actual showing you how to trade, you'll know how to read the candles to know that you can continue to trade and how you can continue to trade and on your own cost. So we've clicked Euro AUD. We know we're on the 15-minute chart right now. So I want to go to the Euro AUD. I want to verify my information to make sure you're on the right chart. So this is the Euro AUD. I'm on the 15-minute chart. And you can click you can click your currency pair here, or you can click the little blue box, and that's going to pull it up. So I have my time frames. There is a drop down menu next to it. You want to make sure that you click the time frame you're supposed to be on. I also want to make sure my candles are correct. For this strategy, if you're taking notes, write it down. You want to use the Hikinashi candles. I want to click the drop down menu next to the candles. I want to select my Hikinashi candles. Do you see the difference in what just happened? Look at these candles. These are the Japanese candles. Each candle represents 15 minutes. As you're learning your technical analysis, as you're learning to read the charts, as you're learning the market, you want these candles. But what these candles tell you is within this 15-minute time frame, they tell you what's happening in the market. They tell you it's a tug of war between the buyers and the sellers. This is what our banks are doing. This is what our government is doing. This is what our hedge funds is doing. This is what insurance companies, anyone who has a significant impact in the market, which makes up about probably 70%, somewhere in there of the market, are the ones that can move the market, the ones that can affect the market. So for example, right now, Japan has a Japanese holiday. There's a Japanese holiday that's happening right now. It's the longest holiday that's nobody's trading since World War II. So this is a week that you want to pay attention. So yes, you want to know what's happening in the news, because while this is foreign exchange and it's not going to affect it as like Payless and some of these other stores are shutting down right now, that's not what's going to affect this to that extent. But when you have an entire, the Japanese market is shut down for an entire week. It's the Japanese Golden Week and they're not trading. So that's something significant to know when you're trading. That's what moves the market. We don't move the market, we ride the wave of the market. So it's important to understand what's happening in these time frames. That's very important. I know that in this time frame, that in this 15 minutes, the buyers were in control. It's a green candle, but they have a wick on this candle and it pushes down. That means the sellers were pushing the market down. So you learn to read the candles to understand what the market is telling you. That's how you become a more effective trader. And then this next one is red. You see, this was a buy. The buyers were in control, but because there's a long wick on the top, I know that the sellers gave them a good fight. And then I have a red candle. And so each candle tells a story. But for this strategy, I don't want to know the story. I want to know the trend. I want to know if it's a strong buy market, if it's a strong sell market. That's what I want to know. So I changed to my Hikinashi candles. They measure the highs, the lows, the close, the open. They measure all of that for that time frame, and they give you the focus of the trend, the focus of what's happening. Because I am able to make money in this market buying, I'm able to make money selling. So this is what is focused on. This is what is letting me know that I have a strong buy, I have a strong sell. That's what this is saying. Now, what else do I need? My candles are changed. I only need my PSAR, which is my parabolic stop and reverse. That is ultimate support and resistance. So this is what I need, the PSAR. I need my Hikinashi candles, and I need my stochastic. The stochastic is a momentum indicator, and I'll explain to you how all of this works together. So what I want to do, because I'm on someone else's platform, I don't need the MACD, I don't need that indicator, and I don't need the RSI. The Bollinger Bands that are on here, don't need them either. So this is all I need. So you have to erase everything that you don't need so you can focus on the analysis of what you're trying to trade with. So just to recap, I have my Hikinashi candles, I have my PSAR. My PSAR are the dots. The dots are my price reversal. That's the support and resistance. So what that means is above the candles, there is resistance. So they're being put, it's like it's pushing the candles down. So just imagine someone on top of the candles pushing it down. That is resistance from the market. If it is below, it's support. That means, so just imagine it being pushed up. It's supporting it up. So just imagine it being pushed up. So that's what these indicators mean. Now the stochastic is a momentum indicator. So we want to know the momentum. The red one is a signal line. So what we want to see is the blue line cross over the red line in a downward trend. This is 80. This is 80, which means it's overbought. There are so many buyers that they overbought the market. The sellers down below 20, it's oversold. They oversold the market. That's going to let you know that the momentum has to shift. So the momentum has to turn. So this is a strong indicator. If it's above 80 or in this area of 80, now the momentum, it's time for the momentum to shift. So if you notice, if I go back and I'm looking at the stochastic, even though it might hang around for a while, the general pattern of what this does is it starts at the top and it flows to the bottom. It's at the bottom in an oversold condition and it flows to the top. So that's what this indicator does. That's the momentum of this indicator, and that's what happens. So now we have our indicators and our candles that we want to successfully trade with. Do I have any questions on the indicators? Any questions or comments at all? Okay, so now I have a call price of 1.59118. The call price are actually the pips. So along the right side, I have my pips. And what the pips is, it's the movement. It's how we measure the movement in the market. So you have to have something that's universal that we're gonna be able to measure the movement in the market, and that's the call price or the pips. So as you can see, this was called at 1.59118. So I'm looking for 1.59118 on the pips. That's what I'm looking for. So what I'm going to do is what I did, because I want you to see it. I want you to not just be able to visualize it, I want you to see it. So I'm gonna get I'm getting this. So I want to drop this on the chart. Now, what I want to do is 1.59118. And I want to drop it down. So as you can see, the line, the call price, this is where it transpired. So this is the 1.59118. As you can see, That is my pip. That's the movement in the market. That's the call price. So this is what the web analyzer is telling me that I have a potential sale. So now I want to know when this was called. This was called at 23:30. So at 23:30, I want to look across the bottom. So it's 4:30, 23:30. So at 23:30, I'm gonna drop an arrow here. So move it over to the right candle. Actually, let me get the arrow from the top to show a sale. So at 23:30, this is the candle where it was called. Okay, this is that candle where it was called. So how do I analyze this trade? How do I effectively analyze this trade? I analyze this trade because I'm looking for smooth tops. I'm looking for smooth tops. So for a sale, the Hikinashi candles, you want them to be smooth. A perfect example is over here to the left. Now remember, I didn't go through and analyze these. I didn't go through and analyze any of these, okay? So, because I wanted us to do it together. And what you want the Hikinashi, the candles, a perfect entry are the Hikinashi candles having a smooth top, right, for a sale. That means it is a strong sale, a strong downtrend. It's a strong trend. For a buy, you want a smooth bottom. That means it's a strong buy, because we were just talking about all the conversation, all the noise that the Japanese candles make. I want to remove the noise. I want to know exactly what is happening and what they're doing. So this is a perfect example of what you want it to look like. You want the PSAR across the top, so my dots across the top, and this is a perfect example of what I want my stochastic to look like. So had it been called here, right? Had this trade been called at this position over to the left, then what you're gonna see is this would have been a perfect entry, okay? My stochastic is also here. This is my stochastic. It's also above the 80. It's around that 80 mark, and then it flipped down. So this is a perfect trade. This is a perfect setup. However, this is where we are. Now, would I have entered the trade when it was called? See, this goes back to what you were asking about how long ago or what, because sometimes it's called back here. So each candle is 15 minutes. So an hour and 45, almost 2 hours ago, hour and 49 minutes, almost 2 hours, I can come look at this trade and analyze it. But you have to make the decision. Do I want to enter the trade? Do I not want to enter the trade? But I'm looking for a smooth top. Now, when you see it looking like this, remember, none of this was here. None of this had happened or transpired. So we had to make a decision. Do we want to enter the trade here? Now, had I entered the trade, it touched my entry point, but it's not, I don't have a PSAR on the top. I don't have that. Also, my stochastic is not at the 80 mark. So as you can see, this is a 50-50 chance, you know, it's a 50-50 chance that it's going to be a successful trade. If you're not able to sit there and watch it, don't take it, because you want the perfect setup. So if you look, we don't have 10 pips yet. We don't. But what do these wicks mean? The wicks mean that it's going to turn. So it's not smooth. It's not smooth. I started getting wicks. However, you look at these long wicks. That means that the trade is turning around. The trend is changing. Just like here. I come down on the perfect entry that we just had. I started getting wicks. If it's no longer smooth and I start getting wicks, that means that the trend is reversing. And what happened? The trend reversed. My PSARs flipped, the candles changed colors, it stopped moving in a downward position, and the trend changed. So right here on this one that we're analyzing, I can't enter here, but they actually hit the call price. My PSAR is at the top. It's not 100% flat. You know, it has a point of a wick on the top, but we're looking for a strong. So that tells me that there's a little fight going on in there. It's not a lot, but it's still a little fight going on in there because we're looking for smooth tops. So this lets me know it's a little bit. However, what really tells me that I don't want to enter the trade is my stochastic. My stochastic is not strong. So I have some wicks, and then my stochastic is already halfway through. So, and as you can see, what we just measured out, it was not even 10 pips. So you want to make sure that when we do these trades, when we call them, you want to put yourself in a position of profit to get 10 pips. Do I have any question? Because this strategy is designed for you to get 10 pips at a minimum. So do I have any questions right now? Any questions, any comments?
Yes, it's me again. Cece.
Yes.
Question.
Uh-huh.
Like with some strategies, I want to know, is it with this strategy, say for instance that you got your smooth candles, you got your stochastic going the right way, you got your PSAR going the right way. Does it matter when you get in? Like, do you have to wait till that first candle is formed with a smooth top and then get on the next candle, or do you get in on that first candle? Does it matter with this strategy?
Okay, let me show you. Perfect question. So this currency pair actually had one as well that was called earlier. So it actually called this one around 11 or somewhere. So this is somewhere, let me see. Oh, I'm sorry, 1501. I'm looking at the wrong time. So this is where it was actually called, right? So this is to answer your question. Now, right, so this is where it was called. Same currency pair, same time frame. I got my candles right. So this is where this trade was actually called. Now, what I do know for sure is that I can tell you for a fact, 100%, because I was actually trading earlier on this strategy. And this was also called before then. I don't know if it'll still be on there, but yeah. So let me change this. 159. 159,242. Right? This is when it was called at this time. But like I just told you, the market is going to scan the market, is looking for possible entries. If it's not called within a certain time frame, the web analyzer will give it to you again. So this is when the web analyzer called it at this time. But when they called it, what you see is I see a flat top. So I have a strong sell. My PSAR is lined up. So I want to highlight these for you. Right? I have a flat top when it was called. I have my PSAR is on the top. I also have my stochastic around the 80 mark, right? So what I want to do is I don't have to wait until I get to the call price to enter because everything is perfectly aligned. So I can literally enter this trade. So because you see everything lined up. So I have my PSAR, I have a strong sell candle, and my stochastic is at the 80 mark. It's around that 80, and the blue line is crossed over, indicating the momentum. So I have my, once again, I have my dot, my PSAR, showing me that I have a strong resistance to the top. My sell candle is a very, very strong sell, and my stochastic is showing me the momentum is for a sell. I can enter the trade. So when it called is when this candle was formed. So if I can literally, my 10 pips actually happened to my call price. Now, this is where we talk about a 10 pip minimum. Because if I'm gonna do a take profit for 10 pips, I can get up, I can go do something else. I don't have to sit at the computer. But if I'm sitting here and this next candle forms, as you can see, you would have took profit in that one candle. But I start seeing that this next candle forms, I can keep going. 15 minutes later, the next candle forms. So you're just checking it every 15 minutes or so. Make sure you check it before. So the next candle forms. The next candle forms. I'm still lined up. I got a strong sell. No wick, no nothing at the top. My PSAR is still on the top. My stochastic is still in a strong downward trend. So I'm still in a strong sell. Come again, the next candle. The next candle is the same way. Now, when I get here, okay, what I notice, how do I know when to get out the trade? I'm here. This candle formed. It's a strong sell. However, I still have my PSAR. So 2 of my indicators are still showing me that I'm good. However, my stochastic has reached the bottom. It's reached the bottom. It's in an oversold position. It's actually below the 20. So what that tells me is time to turn around. The momentum is about to change. So the momentum is changing. And guess what? On that next candle, when that next candle forms, I have a wick. The wick on the top of a sell candle lets me know that the trend is reversing. It lets me know that that trend is turning. So, but what did I make? So when I saw this, I'm exiting, I'm taking my profit. Take your profit, don't get greedy. Don't push it. Get out of the trade. So from where I entered to this candle was 31 pips. So depending on where you get out, now you're at 30 pips. So do you see how it's a 10 pip minimum? But if I'm sitting in front of the computer, if I'm still at the computer, if I'm doing something else, I'm at work on the computer and I have this up, I don't have to stare at it because I know these candles are 15 minutes. I know these candles are 15 minutes. So all I have to do is check to see what's going on. Make sure I'm checking it if I want to do more than 10 pips. If I only want to do 10 pips, just take a 10 pip, take profit and just do another trade when it's called. But if I want to do this, if I want to do more than 10 pips, then you have to monitor the candle, you have to look at the PSAR, and you have to see what the stochastic is doing. When one of these get out of balance, when one of these begin to change, it's time to exit my trade. Do I have any questions, comments? Any questions, any comments? Now, one thing I do want to show you is, as you can see, you see that sometimes, okay, I had a 10 hours on the 15 minute, but then I had 9 hours. So there was an hour in between the trades call, right? Sometimes they're a lot faster. I might get 5 trades all at the same time, 5 trade alerts. Sometimes it might take an hour. As you notice, here's 1, here's 2. 2 came at the same time. So then 2 hours later. So what you can also do with this, right? You always win it, always win it. I just want to find one. I just want to find a good picture to show you. I mean, it was back here. Let me just stay where we are. So for example, let's say I had a buy call. Let's say the web analyzer had called a buy. And Cece, I think this will help answer part of your question. So let's say the web analyzer had called a buy. Now, okay, this not lining up here, so it had to come from way back here. Actually, I'm gonna just pick another currency pair. That one actually had quite a few trades today. I thought I'd find what I was looking for. Okay, so here we go. So let's say and see if it's not on one, just pick another currency pair and you can just trade, just have fun trading. Okay, so let's say it was called, right? So it's called here. Let me turn this. It's called. Now, my PSAR, I got my indicators lined up. I got a PSAR that actually came here. So this one I got everything. It could have been called over here somewhere. But I got a PSAR. I got a strong sell candle. See my strong sell candles. My dots, my PSAR is showing me I have a strong downward, a strong resistance. And then my stochastic starts around the 80 and it crossed over and I have a strong sell. So I could have just rolled this out until it changed like we just talked about. You can do your 10 pips or you can change it. So when everything lined up, right, what began to change? That's 38 pips right there. That's 38 pips. But what happened? When did all this stuff change? If you look down here, my stochastic began to change. And as soon as my stochastic momentum changed, it went below the 20. See, the rules aren't that difficult. You just have to follow the rules to stay in profit. Guess what? When the stochastic began to change, so did my candles. I got a wick. And then what happened is everything flipped. Everything flipped. So there's no call right now. I can just continue to trade still. I don't have to sit here idle. I can look at the candles. I can look at all my indicators. I have strong buys. The bottom is flat. The bottom is smooth across the bottom. So that indicates a strong buy. My PSARs, my parabolic stop and reverse, my PSARs are showing me strong support. That means it's pushing it in an upward direction. My stochastic is showing me the blue crossed over the red and it's showing me a strong upward trend. So guess what? I could have entered and I got 12 pips right here. And then, but yet my PSAR is still there. My stochastic is still going up. But if you notice, my candles changed. I'm not staying in that trade because I don't know what's going to happen. I exited the trade. But if you did, once you get to trade, you see that this continued to go up. So when it turned around, we were already in a strong up. And now the stochastic continued. Remember, it's going to go from the top to the bottom, from the bottom to the top. So when I noticed that the momentum really didn't change, I could stay in the trade. I could re-enter the trade. Like I didn't know what was going to happen here, but I noticed that it continued on. And when it continued on, that was the potential for another 45 pips that you could have caught. And
I have a question.
Yes.
So just as we're looking at in the simplicity of basically understanding and following 3 steps, and if for a day that you just decided to, what's the time frame between, I think you just calculated 35 on the down and another 45 on the way up. How long, what's the time frame with that we're looking at?
at 11:30 and just a couple hours, because these are 15 minutes. So just a few hours.
So within maybe 3.5, 4 hours, we could have easily, with the BYOB cash out strategy, captured 75 pips on this one particular currency pair.
Yes, absolutely. And remember, it's not the only one you're trading.
Right. So I mean, wow, it's just simply amazing.
Actually, that would have been more than 75, because that's like 3 different trade off of just one pair.
You're right.
Yeah.
Because I didn't count these.
So it's close to almost, it's like 90-some pips, I think I was counting. So yeah, it'd have been more than 75.
You're absolutely correct, because I did not go back and add the ones here. You are 100% correct.
Wow.
Wow, that's good.
Wow. Just spell that backwards. Wow.
Yes. And so you can literally just, I mean, in between what they're calling, you can literally just sit here and look at what's happening and look at what's going on in the market. And remember, this is not the only currency pair that you're trading. It's not. So if you see the frequency of a currency pair, if you see the frequency of a currency pair being called, use that currency pair. And just like I know this is one that had a lot of momentum yesterday. I got 100 pips yesterday, but you don't have to sit at home, because I had a lot of errands to run yesterday. So in between that, I still captured 100 pips on this strategy. So, and that was just yesterday. So, and I literally was gone from my house half the day. So it's definitely in a position, but I just knew that this is a currency pair that I traded a few times yesterday. Because, and as you can see why. Because this is what it kept doing. So the potential and the opportunity is there. So we're just about at time to transition this call. So I want to know, do we have any questions, any comments, any feedback before we actually transition? I want to make sure I get your questions answered. Any questions, any comments? The time is now to ask your questions, because I want results. I want to see you all in profit. I want to see everyone on this call having success and successful trades. So I want to see it posted up. I want to know that you're in profit. I want to know that you're winning, because we are educating 1 million families. That's what this is about, is educating 1 million families. That is the goal. That's the desire. That is what the BYOB movement is going to do. So all you have to do is accept the challenge to be your own bank, and it is going to put you in a position of profit when you actually apply the education. So if you have a question, you have a comment, now's the time